Hey everyone, hope you all are doing well. How about we just jump right into our lesson for today? Question: have you ever done something wrong and had to apologize for it? Did the other person forgive you? Romans 3:23 tells us that for all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. This tells us that we need forgiveness from God, everyone. And that brings us to the big idea for the day. God will forgive me if I ask. So now that we've gotten our big idea, let's move on to our actual story for the day. The story comes from Luke chapter 7, verses 40 through 50. Now just before this passage, Jesus is having supper at the house of a Pharisee. And in comes a lady of poor reputation in the town, and she enters into the home. She comes in and she cleans the feet of Jesus with her tears and her hair. Then she begins to kiss them and pouring perfume on them. Now this causes the Pharisee and maybe some of his guests there at his house to question if Jesus really is a prophet, if he really is who everyone is saying Jesus is, because Jesus allowed this woman to touch him. This woman, like I said, she was of poor reputation. She was one that these Pharisees thought they shouldn't be allowed to touch them, so why would Jesus let her touch him? Okay, with that said, now take a moment, pause the video, and read Luke 7 through 40, and then we'll come back and we'll answer some questions. Alright, so why do you think the woman was so happy and grateful to be around Jesus? She heard the stories about Jesus, she knew who he was, knew what he was capable of, and she knew what kind of person she was. She knew she needed forgiveness of her sins, and so she sought out Jesus. Alright, question number 2. Why did Jesus tell the story of the two debtors owing different amounts of money? To show that people may have different sins, but we all need forgiveness. And question number 3. In Romans 3:23, who needs God's forgiveness? Each person, each one of us. So, what about forgiveness? What is forgiveness? What does it mean to forgive someone? Forgiveness is when you have had somebody wrong you, and you will not forget about it. You don't hold it against them. You don't remind them about that. You are choosing to let that action not affect your opinion of them. See, as Christians, when we confess in God and believe in Jesus Christ as the Son of God who died for our sins, God forgives us. He doesn't hold our sins against us anymore. And the same should be said of us when we forgive someone else. We don't hold what they did against them anymore.